Are your Google local service ads underperforming? After spending months analyzing several successful local service accounts, I finally uncovered the secret that will skyrocket your leads. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exact optimizations that will transform your Google local service ads from a time waster to a money maker. You know what I mean? I'm Jay Guyton. I'm a Google Ads specialist, and I've personally helped over 100 local businesses increase their leads by using these optimization techniques I'm going to show you today. I'll be covering the top mistakes that people make when setting up their Google local service campaigns, and also the optimizations that have the biggest impact on your ad performance, as well as ensuring that your location targeting is set up correctly to where you're getting the maximum amount of visibility and leads. If you don't implement these optimizations today, you're basically leaving money on the table and giving your competitors an unfair advantage over you. But if you act now, you'll definitely start to see a surge in high quality leads within the next 7 days. So the first thing you want to do in the Google LSAs is to make sure that you have your business verification completed. And what that requires is your proof of insurance, your background check, your customer reviews, and budget and billing information. And the main thing that I would say to stress that will basically boost your rankings in the LSAs is your customer reviews section here. And when you do receive a link for your reviews, after each job, you got to make sure that your clients or customers are sending in reviews through this link right here. It allows them to easily send over reviews about your business, and it allows Google to know that you're actually doing a great job, and it starts to rank you higher within the LSA pack. Next, I want to talk about the profile and budget section inside of LSAs. You definitely want to make sure you fill out the business bio. So what that is just different unique selling points and whatnot that Google wants you to check off, and is asking for 6. So you just select as many as you can with whichever 6 is relevant to your business. You want to make sure you select 6 of those and hit save. And then next we have the budget and bidding. You have 2 options here with the bid strategy. And so Google has automated bidding, which maximizes leads, and then manual bidding. I've tried manual bidding. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like it used to when it first started. So highly recommend that you utilize the automated bidding, and that allows the Google signals and automation and AI to basically find the maximum amount of leads that they can with your budget. And of course, you want to set an average weekly budget that's, that you can spend for the week. And so right here, I have it set to 330. And so that's saying I'm going to get at least 6 leads per week. And 9 times out of 10, you can increase this budget and it still won't spend over that amount. But if you're starting to see fewer leads come through, you definitely want to start to increase that budget incrementally, maybe every 3 days, just to see if you're showing up higher and getting more leads throughout the weeks. Next, we have the job types. Click into job types. Depending on which industry that you're in, this client right here is in the junk removal industry. And so I really recommend checking off all of them that applies to your business and the services that you provide. Sometimes when you check off or just leave on just one, it's limiting your visibility within the LSA pack. And what I would suggest is just check off as many as you can that applies to the services that you provide. Over here, we have the photos. You can add as many photos as you can. You have the dimensions and the photo types and sizes. What I do recommend is that you add at least 10 photos or more. The minimum is 10. Once you start to add in more than 10, you'll start to see your traffic increase or your impressions increase, and which will result in your LSA listing showing up more. And on top of that, you'll start to see more leads come in over the few days that you're adding in more photos. As for the service areas, I highly recommend that you set these areas by the zip code. A lot of people usually set them by like the city names and the county names, but I found that adding zip codes within those cities allows you to be more visible within those subsections versus trying to be visible within a big wide area that you put in. I know that because once I started adding in these zip codes, we started to get more traffic and more leads. And based on where we're seeing more leads come in, we can start peeling away these areas that we feel like isn't applicable to what the areas that we want to service, especially if they're lower quality leads and the leads that aren't haggling for, the price of the service. Next, we have the business hours. If you can, I highly recommend starting out with 24 hours, setting your days to 24 hours. What this will do is kind of trick the algorithm to show your LSA listing at the top, because the business is basically showing the business that has more availability at the top. And so if you're set to 24 hours, you'll be at the top basically every day, 7 days a week, all through the weeks. But if you do have to limit the time frames that you have hours that you have set to service, then Google will kind of limit your visibility to where it will just show your listing in those time frames that you're available, which is what everyone does. But just a quick hack: set it to 24 hours, maybe the first week, see how that works. Sometimes you don't even get calls at 3, 4 in the morning, but just setting it to 24 hours allows you to show up all day, majority of the time, at the top of the page. The next thing I want to talk about is the lead section. This is basically Google's CRM system for business owners. And so what you do inside of here is just go and find the leads that are coming through and new and active. And you can look and filter throughout the leads. You can click into them. You can listen to the calls that come through, and you can add notes as far as whether it's a good quality lead, should you follow up with them, and you can mark them as booked, as well as just dispute the leads that aren't high quality, because LSAs, you're only paying for the lead, and so you're able to dispute the lead if it's a bad lead. And as you can see here, this lead is not charged because they basically called and didn't pick up the phone, or they just hung up the phone. So Google doesn't charge you for bogus leads like that. You only get charged when you connect the call and you're on the phone for more than a minute. And so based on that depends on what you get charged. And then you can come in here and actually dispute the lead if it's not of good quality, or they're just looking for a service totally outside of what you provide. And so filtering throughout these leads and adding them as booked or disputed signals to Google that you're inside of here, qualifying leads and making sure that your CRM system is tidy and that you're actually optimizing the lead quality that's in here. And that signals to Google, and they also improve the quality of leads that you're targeting with your local service ads. So if you're disqualifying poor, bad leads, then Google knows not to present those leads to you. And if you're setting those good leads as booked leads, which you are booking, then Google knows their AI system knows to find more people like that in the area that are more likely to be good quality and is willing to pay for your services. As a bonus tip, you want to answer each and every call that comes through. I know that Google has a certain ratio aspect as how many calls that you received and how many calls were connected. And if you're able to connect with at least 80% of the calls that come through, that signals to Google that you're more likely to answer the calls, and they're more likely to rank you and also provide you with more leads coming in. So the less calls that you answer, they see that you're not answering the phone when leads come through, they're going to slowly ebb away at the number of leads that they provide for you in LSA. But if you're answering the phone and they see that you're connecting with at least 80 to 90% of the calls that are coming through, they're more likely to send you more calls throughout the weeks, increasing the number of lead volume that you're getting inside of LSA. So optimizing your LSA account is good. It's going to bring in a whole bunch of leads over a period of time while you optimize over the weeks and days. But having a Google search campaign can also help generate even more high quality leads within your marketing efforts. So if you want to see how to set up a Google Ads search campaign that's going to bring in consistent leads month over month, watch this video right here because I'll show you exactly how to do that.